And here we are once again. It is mid November, so Tuesday, November 11th. This is like a month later from these trophies. So I'm gonna try and get through some tonight. See what we do. But these are for week 7, so week 7 trophies. So for Jenny's team of the week, that one was super easy. It was Sarah, and she had a crazy. That Sarah, not enough Mingos. I say because I'm reminded of one of the players. So that was the week 7. The Bengals beat the Steelers. Sarah has Ja'Marr Chase. That was the first week of Joe Flacco being on the Bengals. I remember that game very vividly. Stuck in my craw as kind of significant considering the Steelers season. Anyway, I'm getting off topic, but it was a crazy, crazy game. Ja'Marr Chase, that was a Thursday night game. He had 16 catches for 161 yards and a touchdown. The Bengals won 33-31. He also had like 23 targets, so it was his career high for receptions, career high for targets. Crazy huge game for him, and especially on a Thursday night, and Flacco basically being there less than a week. So that was a very, very good night for him. 34.1 fantasy points for Sarah. Great night for her. She also had Matthew Stafford, who was going off as well. I think that was the 5-touchdown game against the Jaguars. Yeah, it was the 5 touchdowns. So that was in London. The Rams won 35-7. Stafford had 182 yards passing and 5 touchdowns. So just crazy, stupid stat line. They just ran up the score. So that was another 34.18 fantasy points for Sarah. And then the other big hitter that week was Devontae Smith for her, who had 30.8 fantasy points. That was against Minnesota. He had 183 yards receiving on 9 catches and a touchdown. Again, just huge monster game from those 3 guys. They essentially got 98 points out of 3 players. So that's half her points for 180.43 fantasy week. So far and away, Jenny's team of the week for week 7. But kind of going off that, I have a fun one for Pete's player of the week and Taco's pick of the week, because not only are they on the same NFL team, but they're on the same fantasy team. So Pete's player of the week for week 7 was Jonathan Taylor, and Taco's pick of the week for week 7 was Daniel Jones. So both on Brian's team. So Jonathan Taylor had wasn't a huge monster game for him with regards to like yardage. So he had 16 carries against the Chargers for 94 yards. But where he really cut his teeth was the 3 rushing touchdowns. Also had 3 receptions for 38 receiving yards. But yeah, lots of that was tied for the most touchdowns he's had in the game this year. So he put up again a big stat line, 36.2 fantasy points. Easily, there were some other big games that week. So Bo Nix had a big game, Jahmyr Gibbs had a big game, but all for losing teams. So Pete's player of the week, gotta be on a winning team. Winning team, Brian won that week. Pretty easy. And then the pick of the week, Taco's pick of the week, as I mentioned before, also on the Colts, also on Brian's team, it's Daniel Jones. So he had 26.62 points in that win again against the Chargers. So all around, it was a pretty good week. Pretty good week for Brian, especially I think he spent 11 on waivers for Daniel Jones. That's really worked out. Still crazy to me that McKenzie let him go. But yeah, it was his 3rd straight game throwing multiple touchdown passes. He had 2 touchdowns, 288 yards passing, and then he had another 7 yards rushing, and he converted a 2-point conversion too. So he's probably going to win Comeback Player of the Year. Dark horse MVP candidate as well. But yeah, this was pretty easy. Don't really have any fantasy advice since this has been we're going into week 11. This is week 7, so pretty far behind on the advice. But yeah, this was pretty easy one to do. So congrats to Sarah and Brian.